Negotiating a salary is hard, there's no question about that. But the truth is, the majority of negotiations are either won or lost before they even begin. In this video, I'm going to share with you a handful of tips to help put you in a winning position before you even have to step in the room with your boss. If you're new around here, hello and welcome. This is Secrets to Success, the channel where I help you become the person that you want to be. Now, almost every negotiation is won by the side that has less to lose by walking away. And that means that if you're easily replaceable, you're simply at the mercy of your employer. But on the other hand, if you're hard to replace, you have all the leverage. Your employer has more to lose. So the question becomes, how do we make ourselves hard to replace? Well, that comes down to what skills we have. Now, every skill has two dimensions to it. It's value and it's rarity. Valuable skills are skills that all employers desire in their employees. Things like communication, problem solving, and working as part of a team. Now, if you go onto any job listing site, you'll see that almost every single advertised role requires these kind of skills, and that's because they are valuable, but they're not rare. The thing about these types of skills is that everyone knows they're valuable, and therefore a lot of people have them. In fact, in some industries, those skills are considered essential, and so you'd find it pretty impossible to get a job without having them. In other words, although you're still extremely valuable, you're still very much easy to replace. And that's where rarity comes in. Rare skills are hard to find, hard to train, and therefore hard to replace. So if you want to be in the best position possible to negotiate a raise, you want to make sure that your skills are not just valuable, but also rare. So how do we gain rare skills? Well, the answer might be easier than you think. Start by looking within your organization. Look for things that you could do that would make you hard to replace. Take on additional responsibilities outside the scope of your role, and you'll soon find something that will make you hard to replace. Now, I actually did this very thing in my own job, so this is a real life example. My company has this Excel spreadsheet. It's very complicated, there are a lot of formulas, and no one really understands it. Now, I offered to help with the updating and the maintenance of this spreadsheet. It needs to be reviewed regularly and updated accordingly. I was given a few training sessions on the maintenance of it and how to update it, as well as a little insight to how it actually works. Shortly after that, the person who gave me the training left the company, and suddenly, out of 200 employees, I became the only person who knew how to update this spreadsheet. I became irreplaceable. So the next thing you want to do is start to track and quantify your impact on the business, your individual impact, how much revenue you generate for the company. It's hard to turn down a 10k raise if you can prove on paper that you've brought in £100,000. Now, you also want to make sure that you're doing above and beyond the bare minimum that you need to in order to get that raise or promotion. Now, most companies will provide you with a list or a criteria of all the things that you need to achieve before you can reach that next level in your career. Don't just aim to meet these targets, aim to destroy them. Make it your goal to add so much value that your manager feels embarrassed for not giving you a promotion. And finally, set the expectation. A great way to achieve a raise without even having to ask for it is to simply ask your manager what you would have to do to get a raise. State exactly how much of a raise you'd like and ask them to write down on paper exactly what it is that you need to accomplish before they're giving you that raise. Now, this is a fantastic technique because not only will you and your boss be on the same page, but you'll also have a cheat sheet of everything that you need to accomplish before you can get a raise. So there are a few things that you can do before stepping in the room with your boss to start negotiating. But what happens when you're in the room? There are a lot of different tactics that you can use when negotiating. So much so that I've decided to leave it out of this video and create a whole separate video on the topic. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss that final piece of the puzzle, make sure you subscribe to the channel and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.